Hi everyone, and welcome to HSMP 50/50. This is Healthcare Accounting and Finance. This is going to be a synchronous course with the online section. You will not be required to log in on Tuesday from 1 to 3:50, but each lecture video will be a live broadcast of the lecture for that class, and then I will post the videos here for you to watch later. But I wanted to record a video that goes over just kind of how I have the course set up so that you can see where to go to access the information, hopefully make this online course just a little bit easier for you. So we'll go ahead and get started. When you first log into D2L and click on HSMP 50/50, make sure that you're enrolled in section 901. That's the online section for healthcare accounting and finance. And when you first click on that link, you'll come to this main page, which is the newsfeed page for the course. Now this will be probably the primary way that I will communicate information out to you. I post on the newsfeed quite frequently for my online courses. Things such as reminders, updates, announcements, anything of interest that I feel would be beneficial to you as a class, I'll post here on the newsfeed. So I would suggest you check it probably about, a couple times a week just so that you don't miss out on anything. So make sure you check the newsfeed here. Down on the calendar, if you'll scroll down just a little on the right-hand side, every assignment I have linked up into your calendar. So make sure that you are keeping up with the calendar, keeping up with the assignments due, and everything, including start and end date, is listed here on the calendar. So we'll go through section by section. I'll kind of explain how I have it set up and where you can go find the information. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to call, email anytime. I also have Skype up if you're a distance student and need that face-to-face interaction but just can't make it to campus because you're distance or you're outside the Tri-Cities. And all that information is available on the syllabus under my contact information. And speaking of the syllabus, we'll go ahead and start there. So if you'll click on syllabus supplemental information, now some of my views, some of what you'll see on this video is going to be a little different than the view you have as a student, and that's simply because I have instructor access and you have student access. So I have a little more accessibility regarding the site, but it should appear very similar. But if you watch this video and you're still a little confused, feel free to email me anytime and I'll be happy to help you work through the site. So when we get to syllabus and supplemental information, if you'll click on the first link, which is the HSMP 50/50 Accounting and Finance Spring 2017, the online section, the final syllabus, you should come to this link or this page right here. So the lecture times, if you are available, I will have a live streaming of the on-ground section, and that will meet on Tuesdays from 1 to 3:50. You can log in through WebEx if you're familiar with that platform. If not, shoot me an email and we can discuss it. But you can log in live and participate live with the class from 1 to 3:50 on Tuesdays. And like I said, you will be able to do that through WebEx. Now, I do not expect you to be able to log in at that time. I know many of you are working professionals or just unable to log in the middle of the day. So I will make all the lecture videos available. If you'll give me about 24 hours from the class, I'll have all the videos converted over to YouTube and listed under the content section just to make it a little easier for you. So you can be looking there, and I'll show you a couple examples here in a second. But on the syllabus, I do have my contact information. I am in Lamb Hall on the main campus. If you're familiar with that, I'm down in the very bottom in room 41. You're welcome to call me at any time. Also keep Skype up on my computer at all times, mainly for more of my distance students who need face-to-face interaction but just can't make it to campus. But anybody in the course is welcome to call me on Skype at any time. My information is right here. I will say the quickest way to get a response from me probably will be through email. I can respond quicker through email than trying to return a phone call or a Skype call simply because I'm in and out of my office so much. So please, use any of the methods to contact me and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. I do ask that you allow me about 48 hours just in case something comes up to respond to any email, phone call, Skype call, things like that. I will have office hours. You can make those by appointment. So feel free to email me anytime. If you have something that we need to discuss, we can set up an appointment time to meet. I won't go over every section of the syllabus. I will leave that for you guys to read, but I'll point out a couple highlights. The first is the course textbook. Now I've included a picture here so that you can just ensure that you have the right text. Last year for this class we used the 5th edition, which was more of an orange color textbook, and the publisher is updated to the 6th edition. So you will need, there have been some pretty significant changes, so you will need to purchase the 6th edition of this text. And like I said, here's a picture right here of it. It's a Gopinski Healthcare Finance text, and I've included the ISBN. You also can rent this text if you like ebooks. You can rent this text on CourseSmart for 180 days, and here's the link right there if you'd like to do that. Listed down here are the competencies for the exam, or for the course. I won't go over those, as well as the objectives that are assessed through each one of our assessments throughout the semester. Now, I'll go over the course outline here in just a second and explain that, but we'll keep scrolling on down. A couple little different notes on instructional methods, course requirements. But we will go ahead and go over the student assessments. So for this course in particular, I have 3 exams. The first 2 exams will carry 15% each of your final grade, and the third exam will carry 20%, just a little bit more. Throughout the course of the semester, we will have 9 quizzes total, and that will carry a total combined weight of 10% of your final exam. The case studies, we have 4 of those total. We have 2 problem sets and 2 ethical case studies that we're going to look at, and those 2 will carry a total of 10%. And homework assignments, we have 2 of those, and that will carry 5% weight in your final grade. And the overall culminating project for this exam will be a final paper regarding an issue or a topic relevant to healthcare finance, and that will carry 25% of your final grade. Now I have some descriptions listed out here. I won't go over each one. The exam is pretty self-explanatory, but a total of 50%, like I said, here's the breakdown here. Cases, 10% total, 4 submissions, chapter quizzes, 9 total, 10 total percent. Homework assignments, 5% total with 2 assignments. And then the overall project, we'll go over that in just a second, but that will carry about 25% of your final grade. And please note here, your topic is due no later than February 5th. Failure to submit that topic will result in a 5-point deduction overall. And I grade out of 100 points, so I'd hate for you to miss 5 points because you had failed to submit your project topic. So please make sure to have that in February 5th. I'll make a separate video going over the project itself so it can be a quick reference, and we'll go into more detail on that. Please make sure to read over course policies, departmental policies on missed exams, class participation, contacting the instructor. Like I said, the quickest way to reach me is probably going to be through email, which is huntjr1@etsu.edu. Please, the university asks that you use your student email address versus your personal or work address. So please make sure you are using your @etsu.edu address. And again, please allow me about 48 hours for response, all things being equal, just in case something comes up. I tend to try and get back to you quicker than that, but I do ask that you allow 48 hours for me to respond. I will be using turnitin.com for your final projects, just so to make you aware of that. If you have any questions about turnitin.com, please feel free to contact me and we can discuss it. Also, since this is an online class, and I'm not sure if many of you are familiar with Breakfast with the Expert programs that's hosted by the Department of Health Service Management and Policy, but Health Service Management and Policy host a lecture series every semester called Breakfast with the Experts. It typically occurs the first Tuesday of every month, where the department brings in leading industry experts to talk about a variety of topics that are connected in some way to health services management policy, something to do with administrative side of health services. Now, I know many of you probably cannot attend in person. If you are able, they will be in Lamb Hall in room 116 and start about 8:30, like I said, every first Tuesday of every month. But if you are unable to participate in person, you can still participate through our online offering. If you would like to participate, this is completely voluntary. You are not required to participate as part of this class. But if you would like to, you are eligible to earn up to 2 points onto your final grade in any HSMP class, and this is a participating class in that series. If you would like to participate, you can email hsmpbreakfast@etsu.edu, and they will be able to assist you with that. They have a special section set up on D2L that they can enroll you, where they can make videos available to you, and you'll be able to participate in the online offering for Breakfast with the Experts. So again, if you have any interest in participating, completely voluntary if you do, but if you would like to participate, please email hsmpbreakfast@etsu.edu. The rest of the syllabus is just kind of your standard syllabus insert, things from the university that we have to include in there. So please make sure to review over that, and we'll scroll all the way back up to the top. We'll finish going through the content that I have set up here. Now, I do have the course outline. This came straight from the syllabus. I just did a separate breakout, a separate document of the course outline for ease of access so you can quickly get to it. But you can see I have everything set up in weeks. So we have, since the course only meets once a week, I have it set up in different weeks. Our first week is going to be January 17th. We're going to be talking about Module 1 in that first week. So that's going to encompass the healthcare environment, and I have several modules set up throughout the course of the semester. So we will be covering, for example, in the first week, Healthcare Finance Basics in Chapter 1 and Insurance and Reimbursement Methodologies in Chapter 2. I have the competencies that those meet here, listed here. And on the far right column, I have any assessments or assignments due that week. Now, how I set my class up, I open each assignment, each assessment, each Dropbox for any assignments will open that Monday, which I know this is a Tuesday, but it will open the Monday of that assignment week at 8 a.m. So you can see here it's going to open 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Any other week it would be Monday, but the semester doesn't start until the 17th. So we'll open 8 a.m. Tuesday, January 17th, and it will remain open until 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, the following Sunday, January 22nd. So you can see in the next week a little bit better example. We start the week of January 23rd. We're going to be talking about chapters 5 and 6. That week you'll have chapter 5 quiz due, chapter 6 quiz due. Those are both going to open up at 8 a.m. on Monday, January 23rd, and they will stay open until 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, January 29th. Now that week you also will have homework number 1 due to the Dropbox by January 29th at 11:59 p.m. And that Dropbox, again, just like the quizzes, will open at 8 a.m. on Monday, January 23rd and stay open the entire week. Same thing for the exams. If you want to look on down here, the week of February 13th, we have our first exam, exam 1, covering chapters 1 through 2 and 5 through 8. That exam will open at 8 a.m. that Monday, February 13th, and it will stay open and available until 11:59 p.m. on February 19th. So you can access it at any time, but please note that once you do access the exam, you only have a certain amount of time to complete that exam. So once you start the exam, you must finish. You can't go in and out, and you do only have a certain amount of time. But I do leave the exam availability open all week so that you can take it when it does work into your schedule. Again, you know, I have separate modules set up covering different chapters, and this came straight out of the syllabus. Here's exam 2. You can see we're down into module 5, module 6. Now, one thing I will point out, particularly for the online section of this class, the week of April 10th, our on-ground students will be giving their project presentations at that time. And those will be recorded, so the online students will be required to choose just one group presentation and write a one-page reflection paper on that group's presentation. And I'll post more details about this closer to the date. Just wanted to go ahead and point that out while we're doing this overview video. As well as the week of April 17th, we have a guest speaker coming in, and you will have to follow a similar format here. You will be required to watch the guest lectures video and write a one-page reflection summary paper and submit that to the appropriate Dropbox concerning the topic that the guest lecturer covered that day. And then we will have our final exam the week of April 24th. Let's go back to the table of contents. Some additional information that I have listed here under syllabus and supplemental information. As you can see, again, the syllabus and the course outline. We will have a couple assignments through the semester where I'm asking you to analyze a case study. So I would highly recommend that you view this document, an analysis versus a summary, to make sure that you are actually going through an analysis and not just summarizing. It kind of gives you a checklist of, are you analyzing or are you creating a summary of the case example. So please make sure to review over this document, analysis versus summary. Picky rules of writing. This is something that I include for every one of my online courses and every one of my on-ground courses. It may or may not be beneficial to you throughout the semester, but it may be something that you can carry on to a future course, so I do like to include it, just kind of a resource tool. And then accessing the grading rubric. I've laid out step by step just how to go through and access grading rubrics for the course. And you can see here on the left-hand side, I have everything to correspond with what we just saw in the course schedule, as far as everything laid out in Module 1, Module 2, 3, so on all the way down to Module 6, as well as any associated Excel sheets that we'll be covering in class. Now your homework assignments, I have a separate module listed out for them, as well as your case studies. And like I said, we will have 2 problem set case studies and 2 ethical case studies that will be due throughout the course of the semester. And your final project. I will record a separate video on this, so I won't spend too much time right now going over it, but be looking for a separate video that will cover your final project in the course. Let's go to communication. I have a couple of different Dropboxes set up that you are welcome to use. The first one, I'm sorry, not Dropboxes, but discussion boards set up that you're welcome to use. And the first one is an introduce yourself discussion board. So I'd like you to take the time, just go on, introduce yourself, let us know where you're working, if you're working, where you're working, any healthcare related experience that you have, your primary reason for taking this course, what program that you are involved in or degree track that you're involved in currently, and any future goals or hobbies. Just something so that we can get to know each other a little better. The next one I have is an Ask the Instructor. So you can feel free to leave any questions concerning the course on this discussion board, and I will be happy to answer those, but please do remember, for a faster response, it will probably be better to email me. But if you do have a question, more than likely others in the course have the same question, so you can feel free to post it on this discussion board and I can answer everyone at one shot. Here are any class suggestions that you can leave me for feedback, any assistance that you're not getting that would be beneficial, what are your struggles, kind of what do you like, what do you not like that's going well with the course. And I use this more towards the mid-semester point to kind of assess how we're doing as a course. So be looking for me to direct you to this discussion board about mid-semester. Any other information or assistance that you need, you can post here in the class assistance discussion board. I can see kind of what is challenging to you and what kind of assistance that I can offer you as the instructor. So please feel free to use this discussion board for those purposes. Now, when you do start writing your final research or your final paper in this class, we have a Ask Your Librarian, Dr. Joanna Anderson, who can help you in accessing different resources at Shared Library. So if you'd like to contact her, she is willing to help any of our online students regarding any research materials that they may need. Now, scroll on down, we have discussion boards set up for each one of the exams. So you're welcome to post any questions regarding exams to these individual discussion boards, as well as discussion boards for each module. So you are welcome to post to each one of these modules. Discussion boards should you have questions regarding something in particular inside one of these modules. So moving on from discussion boards, we'll go into the assessment tab. Now you can see here, the first thing we have is your syllabus quiz. And even though it's not for credit, you still will need to go in and complete the syllabus quiz because all of the content for the course will not be available to you as a student until you complete the syllabus quiz and score a 100%. It's fairly simple quiz, just kind of showing me that you have read over the syllabus and understand it. And it is available for you to take as many times as you need to score that 100%, but please make sure that you do take the syllabus quiz and achieve that 100%, and then all the content modules should open up to you. If you have any issues with that, please feel free to email me and I'll look more into it, or you can call OIT at 423-439-4648. Now, throughout the course, we will be using Respondus Lockdown Browser for our exams. You will be required to download that onto the device that you will be using, and you can do that through this Respondus sample quiz. It should ask you to load the software onto your device as soon as you go in to take this quiz. But if you have any issues with it, please call, again, OIT at 423-439-4648, and they will be able to help you getting that Respondus Lockdown Browser put on your device. You can see here's our 3 exams that we'll have throughout the semester, as well as our chapter quizzes that are all detailed out on your course schedule and syllabus. Now, I do have the drop boxes already set up, so you do have a drop box for your homework assignments, drop boxes for your case studies, which you have 2 problem sets and 2 ethical case studies, your guest speaker summary, your project paper, and I will add a drop box for your project presentation that you'll be writing the summary for those presenting in class. Another Dropbox that I will be adding is your topic for your project paper, so be on the lookout for that. It will appear under this project paper grouping right here, and it should appear right above project paper. So please make sure again to have your project topic in by the due date, which I believe is February 5th, but again refer to the syllabus for that date. We do have a grade book set up. You should be able to access and see all of your grades throughout the course of the semester. But again, if you have any issues, please let myself or OIT know and we will be able to assist you. Now, one thing that may look really different, but I'll go ahead and show you, is accessing the grading rubrics for this class, so you know the criteria that you need to meet for your case studies as well as your project paper. If you click on Course Tools, you should have a link to rubrics, and you will have a rubric here for ethics case study rubric. You can click the little down arrow and do a preview, and this will show you everything that I'm going to be looking for in regards to your ethical case study rubrics. So please make sure to review over that, as well as your research paper that you will be completing for the semester. You can do the same thing, drop down, preview, and you can see exactly how I will be going through and grading your papers. So please make sure to look over both of those rubrics before completing your ethical case studies as well as your final paper for the class. Now, one more thing that I will show you, I will be using Integrity to record the in-class lectures that I will be posting on this site. I'm going to try to convert them over to YouTube Students seem to have an easier time getting the YouTube videos to play versus the Tegrity videos to play. But if for some reason I do not have a YouTube video linked up, and I will do that under content, and whatever applicable module there will be. So I will have a video linked up here for Chapter 1 Intro to Finance, probably put it right here after the material, and it will be a YouTube link that'll play directly on the D2L site. But if for some reason it doesn't appear there, you can always go to Course Tools Tegrity, and it will log you in, and you will have a listing of all the recordings here. Now, obviously, I don't have any recordings yet, so there's none showing. But if this is the first time that you are using Tegrity for this particular course, you must go through Course Tools and Tegrity so that Tegrity can load the course into your course section on Tegrity. So please make sure to do that. I believe that covers everything regarding the setup for the course. Like I said, I will be recording a separate video for your final project where I'll go over some more of these elements that I have laid out. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at any time. Again, my contact information is all listed here on the syllabus. Email probably is the fastest way to get a hold of me, and it is the preferred method, but you're welcome to call, Skype, or stop by anytime. I'm looking forward to a great semester, guys, and again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.